Hi, my name is Drew Dalton. I'm competing in the 2012 North Carolina State Bodybuilding Championship. I'll be training chest today.
So, Drew, finally we get to be on stage at the same time. We're both competing at North Carolina State. So what weight class you going to be doing?
Middleweight.
Middleweight?
Middleweight.
Always done middleweight?
I started out as a lightweight, actually a bantamweight.
Wow.
Can you believe it? And kind of worked my way up. When I started weight training back in high school, I was only 120 pounds. I currently started dieting at 190 pounds, and I've come down to about 175. I'll probably step out on stage at about 165.
And how many years have you been competing?
I've been competing on and off for about 10 years.
Okay, so always NPC, or was there any organization?
Yes. Okay. Yes. My first show was the Virginia Carolina Classic, and I won in my class in that show. And then I did a few other shows after that. But yes, my most successful show was 2010.
In 2010, what was your, how did you place?
I placed first place in the Masters and first place Masters overall. I also placed second in the open class. And this is competing at the bottom of the class. So I was one of the smallest guys up there, and I beat out a bunch of other guys that were a lot heavier than I was. So I was real happy about that. So I think if I could come in this same class a little heavier, I might be a little bit more competitive. And I won best legs in the show.
I was gonna say that too. So yeah, I was gonna say, so you got best legs in the show.
Nice.
That shirt. Let's see what you got.
So, what is your training regimen like?
It's a split routine. Right now, I mix it up. What we try to do, me and my workout partner, is we try to never do the same workout twice, ever. So it's always guessing, what we're doing. Now, as far as training regimen, yeah, it might be shoulders one day, arms another day, legs another day, chest, back, so on and so forth. And then I try to split my cardio up with my weight training. So I'm stimulating my metabolism more than once a day. Probably very much the same as you.
Now, like you say, you got best legs in show. Was legs always your attribute? Was that something that you had to?
No, that's what lost me to shows before. That's why it was such a great redemption for me to win best legs in the show. And I was not expecting it at all. But I trained my butt off to get my legs right, And every year that, I did somewhat well or not very well in the show, I would always ask judges, what did I need to work on? And they would say, you need to work on your legs, you need to work on your legs. So when I got best legs in this show, it was a huge redemption for me.
Well, I've been knowing Drew for several years, and one of the things I always said to you was about you seem always in condition all year round. What is your do you do that on purpose in terms of your conditioning in the off season to stay lean? I mean, how does that work?
The only reason I do it that way is because I used to be old school, where I'd get really heavy on the off season and then try to get ready for a show, and it would kick my butt every time, So I discovered that it's easier for me to stay lean and put on a few pounds each year of lean weight and not have to work so hard to diet down for a show. So it makes it a lot more pleasant to do a show, and I enjoy being backstage and the camaraderie of everybody else, and I'm not exhausted or so dehydrated that it's too challenging for me.
You also said that for this show you was planning on, you know, adding more muscle,
Yes.
adding more size. So
Yes.
you plan on being at the top of your class or
Middle. Middle. Yeah. I competed at the very bottom of the middleweight class in 2010. I was right at 159 pounds in that show. So I'll be almost 6 to 7 pounds heavier for this show. So I'm real happy about
That's a big improvement.
Yeah,
that's
it
a lot
for
of
me.
muscle. 6, 7 pounds is a.
It is for me being a it is for me being a hard gainer.
Right.
It is for me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what is your expectations for the show? I mean, how do you feel? I mean, how's your
standing up
energy?
there
How's your
with
show? That's gonna be that would be nice. Yeah, we were talking about that too. That would definitely be nice. You, me. There's a couple other people that's competing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like to win, but
Of course,
if I could win my class and just become nationally qualified, I would be happy with that. Now, if I could win my class and stand up there on stage with you in the overall, that would be even better.
That's awesome. Yeah.
If I lose that, I'm fine with it. But just to be up there. Just to be up there.
Just the camaraderie is just awesome.
With the greats. With the greats.
I understand you put on more size. So what was your nutrition like in prep for this show?
It was a little different this time. I decided to try to hit it early. So I went hardcore with my diet 14 weeks out and just went straight to like moderate carbs to no carbs, high fats, high proteins. And then once I reached a desirable body fat, then I started growing into the show. So I was able to not lose a lot of weight to prepare for the show.
I'll never be a big guy. I've always been a small guy growing up. I'll never be like 250 pounds, but I have small joints, so I don't have to carry as much size on me to look sizable, I guess you could say.
there any people that inspire you in terms of, you know, in bodybuilding, you know?
Well, I use a lot of like, I'm a personal trainer as well as you are, and I refer a lot to Arnold Schwarzenegger because he's a pioneer of bodybuilding, and he said a lot of things that make a lot of sense and apply to the philosophy of what I do for training. You know, even though it was old school, he was still way ahead of his time as far as his understanding of how the body works and how to challenge that muscle and how to go past that pain period and things of that nature. And that's what you got to do.
Well, I definitely have to. Well, I always told you, I definitely always had, you know, high regards for you, much respect, you know, the way you carry yourself. You know, I mean, you're obviously a great trainer. I see how you train people.
Thank you.
You work your ass off. You're definitely a hard worker, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to.
Literally, my ass is gone. It's gone now.
But I'm definitely looking forward to finally being on stage with you, man. It's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go eat afterwards?
Everywhere.
I hear you. I hear you.
Man, it was nice talking to you. Can't wait to, you know, see you up there. Best luck to you, and get ready for the after show.
Awesome.
Usually your arms are down if you want to. We're going to pretend you're sitting on something that's too far behind you. So stick your butt out and squat down as deep as you can. Do it. No, close together. I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay, well, I want you to get your chest up and get your butt. Okay, that's okay. That's why we're here. So that balance, but only as much as you absolutely have to. Walk up a little because you're actually going to go ahead and roll this ball. Yeah. And then push up. Whoops. Okay. You went down perfect and then you came in. Okay, so stay back. Movement is what we need to come back on. Now, what I want you to do, come on up here next to you. We're a little around today, but you want to set your feet no wider than the middle of the car, okay? You can usually your arms are down if you want to. We're going to pretend you're sitting on something that's too far behind you. So stick your butt out and squat down as deep as you can. Do it. No, close together. I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay, well, I want you to get your chest up and get your butt. Okay, that's okay. That's why we're here. So that you can balance, but only as much as you absolutely have to. Walk up a little because you're actually going to go ahead and roll this ball. Yeah. And then push up. Whoops. Okay.
I've been training for this show for about 14 weeks now, and there's some people I've got to thank that helped me get through it. One of those people is James Morrison. The other one is Eric Brewer and Dave Harding. Those are the three guys that trained with me throughout the show and kind of kept me on point, so on and so forth. I'd like to train. I'd also like to thank Mike V for, you know, helping me out as far as, you know, giving me some pointers and you know, supplements and providing me the supplements that we need for the gym. Also, Vitamin World, Troy with Vitamin World, who's the manager there, has really helped me out a great deal in making it a little bit more affordable for me to, you know, get prepped for this show.